Photoshop out my flab.
I'm sorry, there's no photoshopping out of flab, unfortunately. My husband just asked me to Photoshop out. How about we move it so we don't see either one of our slabs so much? Hey, if you don't know who I am, I'm Suzanne Tidkemeyer. I'm sorry I'm late. Time got away from me. I was in the other room, and the next thing I know, it's like, oh no. So my husband, Jim Tidkemeyer, he and I share a most excellent love. We share a love of Love After Lockup, which is the most ridiculous show I've ever seen. What do you think?
Oh, pretty much, but it's addictive.
It's real addictive. That's why it's our go-to that we watch together, and it's one of the few things that we watch together besides Breaking Bad.
I mean, you really hope that one of the couples would make it, but I don't really see. Not this crew. It's pretty rough.
They are pretty rough, and it's not getting any better as it goes on. This episode was called "Put a Ring in It." Put a ring in it. It was episode 54 in season 3, and that's another thing. I don't understand about the show. I don't understand the crazy way that the seasons are laid out. It doesn't make any sense at all to me. This probably should be season 4 for me. Hey, Christoph fan. Hey, T King, always createful, and I had some other people. I think they bitched.
Oh, sorry. I was watching TV, so sorry.
And screaming at the screen. And NFL. This was, I believe that the only one that stands any chance, and it's a slight chance, is going to be Kristianna and John. I don't hold any hope at all for the first couple they showed, which was Tia and Nicole. Nothing against Tia and Nicole, but Nicole is stoned every time we see her on the show. And I'm like, how on earth is Sharp Entertainment getting away with that, showing stoned and crazy people all the damn time? Hey, Claire Bear.
Yeah, well, I think the whole thing with Deontay there, I mean, what a complete moron. He doesn't seem to get that money's not going to buy him love there. So he gives her all the money, and then, I mean, the ultimate masochist, I think. And so now she's with a girl that looks like a dude.
And Deontay in real life is on OnlyFans showing off his junk. So that makes me laugh. Why would you go on? This seems to be the thing that everybody does on this stupid, crappy show, is they end up eventually on OnlyFans, because that's the thing that Lacey and her husband are doing. Sean. I get Sean and John mixed up sometimes. They're too close. I get Sean and John mixed up sometimes. They're too close. My least favorite couple on the show is Stan and Lisa. All this time, I thought Stan had a weird wig that he was plopping on his head because he had that little fringe of gray, and then he had this weird black thing on top of his head. Lisa busted him this week. She really did. She went out with her friends and exposed exactly what was going on with that hair, and it's not anything good. Apparently, it's not a wig. It's a flip-flop flat. He's bald on top, and he dyes just the top black. All this time, I thought it was a wig.
Yeah, I don't see them making it no way, in any way at all. I mean, she's looking for a sugar daddy, and he's looking for kinky sex. I mean, put it bluntly. And yeah, they're not very likable.
Christopher, I have to address that. I think that they're bound by an NDA. I think everybody on that show is, because I am friends with John, unfortunately, and I'm friends with Kristianna on one of the other social networks. And I've been friends before with people on the show, and the only ones that ever break that NDA was Clint, and they dropped him like a cold dog turd very quickly once he started telling the secrets of the show, after him and his goddess were on the show for the first time, and then they just all of a sudden vanished. And that's a real tragedy. That's one reason I dislike the fact that they show so many people so stoned, like Tracy Wagaman. Rest in peace, Tracy.
Yeah.
That was just crazy, the two of them. Tracy and Clint.
It's too bad. He really likes some of them to make it. And maybe Marcelina and his wife might I don't remember her name at the moment.
Marcelino's wife
Yeah.
is Heather, I think.
And there are one
They're
or
not
two
one of my
that you really
favorite
hope they're
couples.
going to make it after all the many times years of waiting. But you know, it's a long shot going in, so I don't know.
And I don't understand Sean having another prison girlfriend after Destiny spent all of his money and the quote $50,000, my $50,000 bond, all the time last season, and now he's with somebody else. And I just want to yell, run, even though I know they're together in real life and they're married now.
I mean, if they just be honest and admit, like, he's got 7 kids and he's kept from her and all these other stuff, you just be honest, she might be willing to accept it. But to totally cover this stuff up, that's just.
And he's still lying to her, even though she introduced him to her daughter, which is a pretty big step. I wouldn't be introducing anybody to my kid that quickly if I were dating and I had a little like that, particularly somebody I'd already caught lying a handful of times.
I like the second one.
Yeah, rumor is Sarah's pregnant.
Yeah, I like her a whole lot better than Destiny.
I kind of like Destiny, even though she was awful. It was awful, but
so obvious,
she was never boring.
Yeah. At least this one, I think.
She had brass balls. Remember, she called him up one time and she was in a parking lot and asked him for money.
Yeah, she slugged him once.
Yeah, that was pretty funny, too. Pretty funny and pretty awful.
Entertaining, at least.
Destiny was awful.
She was.
Just awful, but.
Yeah. Where's, what do you want, the redheads?
Oh, nice. Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah. I mean.
But they're married and she's rumored to be pregnant now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, she's in jail for manslaughter, I guess. But I mean, I think at least she seems more normal. I guess when she was younger and crazier, I guess. But so that's one I'd like to make it to. Actually, I hope she knows about the 7 kids by now.
I don't hold any chance. I give them 0 chances.
I mean, she seems decent. He's no. I don't. Oh yeah.
I did get quite a laugh out of.
Lies too much.
John, Big Chief BS, as I've called him before, and I've called him Big Chief vapes a lot, because he's always vaping, John and Kristianna. And they had the wedding of Kristianna's dreams. There was 0 internet. Interesting puppy. Exactly. No puppy and Amber. I am over them. I could care less. Run off with Sam. I don't care. Amber, puppy, do your thing. You know she's got to go back to jail. She's already violated parole. They already have a warrant out for arrest.
Both of them look good. I was given that. But yeah, but as far as
on everything.
Well, I think especially the which one is it? Amber. She might have a chance. She seems to be. If she can find somebody else, yeah. Hopefully a guy and not her. But yeah, I don't. You're more optimistic on John and Kristianna than I am.
I think they might actually make it.
This is his 5th marriage.
That's true. It's the only woman he says he's never screwed around on, too.
But he's lied, and she's got such a drug problem, and I don't know. Good luck. I mean, I hope they make it.
Well, he's made it so far without screwing around. It's been like 2 or 3 years since the
years or weeks.
2 years, maybe, since they actually got together. So maybe they'll make it. But their wedding was kind of a hot mess in a lot of ways. I was really happy that her son came back and she was able to spend time with him. He was a nice kid. I was really happy that she got the wedding dress.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He was a nice kid. I was really happy that she got the wedding dress of her dreams. Not my choice, but who am I to judge what somebody else's choice is? You should see my wedding dress like a frosted cupcake. But he bit the bullet and gave her a wedding, and I gotta say that's bonus points for John.
But I mean, he didn't. He told the sister not to come and hid it from her, so that's not really good.
No,
I don't know. Maybe it'll work out. That be nice to these people, a little more honest.
Yeah, Christopher, and I agree with you. You said he's a doofus, but he has been there for her. John, we're talking about. Yes, he's a big doofus, but I kind of like his doofusy self, even though he has 10 trillion kids and has had 4 or 5 other marriages, something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
She did look pretty. I could have been spared the sight of John going up under her dress after the ceremony. I'm sorry, we don't need to know your sexual proclivities on this show. At least Michael and Sarah aren't on there anymore. Michael, Sarah, and
Yeah.
Megan and Maria and that whole bit. So there's that. And I do kind of like John, and she looked pretty, and it was mostly good. I'm sorry for her that Tara didn't show up and he lied to her about
Yeah,
it.
that's for me is the bad part. I mean, at least tell her she's your wife. Tell her that come clean that you told the sister not to come.
And I really love the fact that Lisa is catfishing Stan. That is just hysterical. If anybody ever deserved it on this show, it's him.
Yeah, no argument there. I mean,
he's a creep.
He's really sleazy.
He is a sleazy old man.
So it's got more dollars than cents, like my dad used to say. I mean, it's obviously worth some money, but
some money. But he keeps screaming what a millionaire. He's only got $2 million.
Buying her car and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think you can't buy love. I don't see it anything. I think they would be better off separate.
And when they kept showing the proposal of Tia and Nicole, I just had to bust out laughing because Nicole uttered the funniest line I've heard yet in this year. She said that she was addicted to Tia like cigarettes. Like cigarettes. To me, that was just hysterical. I mean, more power to them. I saw the pictures. They're already married, I think. I hope it works out. I don't think it will. I think that drugs are always going to be a problem, at least for Nicole. Yeah. I don't know about for Tia. But all this time, I thought for sure Stan was wearing for sure. And unfortunately, Sharp Entertainment decided to show us Stan in his underoos again. Oh, my goodness. I have no desire to see Stan in his underwear at all, ever, or any of the cast in their underwear. And they seem to like to catch cast members in their underwear. I don't quite know why.
Yeah, I don't either.
And I have a question about Puppy and Amber and their boozing. Was I like having flashbacks or been kicked on by aliens and had false memories input in my head? Because all I could remember is something about both of them having problems with substances in the past. Substance abuse issues, and they're drinking like a fish.
Yeah.
Stan and Lisa are not together. Stan and Lisa are split up in real life.
Yeah, that's
a spoiler. I should probably scream spoiler because the thing is, if you follow Reddit's Love After Lockup, there are spoilers about everything. Somebody even posted a clip of Nicole and Lacey working the cam girl thing. Both of them with no clothes on, one with a strap on. It was just like, no, I don't want to know that. But they have so much real life stuff. Both of them and their moms. Yes, and it's really sad about their moms. I would like to see their moms get clean too. And we know that Puppy's mom has some kind of chronic illness that's making her have all kinds of problems. Amber couldn't even stand up. You're right, always grateful, creative. She was staggering around hanging on Puppy. And I felt really bad for Puppy in the confessional when she said that Amber had never loved her like she loved Stan. Not Stan, what am I saying?
Oh.
She loved Sam. All these S names.
Yeah, I think Amber has probably the best chance of living a normal life. She comes across as pretty normal.
When she's not drinking.
Well, she made her mistakes, but I mean, pretty attractive and held a job for a while and could make it at least. And Puppy is nice looking, but oh boy. Yeah, lots of issues there, you get the feeling. So
lots of drugs.
Yeah. I mean, nice if one of them made it, really. You'd like to see at least one couple make it. But most of them really need to be apart.
What was Andrea's husband's name? Do you remember?
Andrea, let's see which one.
She was the Mormon lady that was married to the guy.
Oh yeah, I wanted to see them make it. The black couple. He's from Los Angeles. She's from Utah.
He was a Crip or a Blood or something like that.
Yeah, I wanted to see them make it, but I think it started turning south after a while. I don't know. I like their kid a lot. Their kids are really nice. was it his kids or her kids?
That were her kids,
Yeah,
especially
really
like,
nice.
what was the oldest boy's
Yeah,
name?
just sweet
He had
kid.
some kind of Shakespearean kind of name, was it?
Yeah. But yeah, they're still kind of a long shot. I'd like to see them make it.
Well, we know that I can't even think of the couple's name. I can see them. She's got red hair. He plays poker.
Oh yeah, I mentioned them earlier.
You
I'm
did.
getting old.
That's what I'm getting old too. So I'm not. Anyway, apparently they're going to be back, and I think that there are a lot of very contrived. Andrea and Lamar, they're the ones in California.
Yeah, I hope they make it. I think he's really a decent guy, and she's a little on the bitchy side. Pardon my French. I mean, it kind of insisting and with a Mormon, I think.
Marcelino and Brittany. That was
yeah.
the
Thank
couple
you.
I was thinking. Thank you.
Yeah, that would be nice if they made it. I'm especially impressed with him, and then I guess she lost $80,000 on some investment, so you feel bad for that. But they have a chance, I think. We'll see them make it.
Yep, that would be nice. That would be nice to see them make it. But they're supposed to be back next week, so there's no telling. There is no telling. And I keep hearing that Lacey and Shane are split up and that she's with John again. She's going to ruin that poor man's life. Because he said he's never been able to stay sober and stay off drugs anytime he's been with Lacey.
Yeah, I don't see any of them staying.
Marceline and Brittany will make it.
I hope so.
I think so too.
And nice to have one make it. I guess they've been together a while. They have a couple kids.
I think they faked the drama for the season. I'm sure they did. There's a lot of fake things in here. I believe that John and Kristianna's wedding was the idea of Sharp Entertainment, and they pitched it as the storyline and pushed it on them because they got married in that truck. You know, John built a mobile wedding chapel on his truck, which was actually kind of sweet and kind of weird at the same time.
3 hours after she got out of prison.
Yeah, he's hustling her. That's why I had to use the screen cap of him and the limo driver, because the limo driver just kept looking over him like, I know you're crazy, but I need a tip. Yeah, so there are a few people that have made it. And sadly, first season, there's a couple people that are dead. So it doesn't work out, obviously, for everyone. And last season, we had Heather. Remember redhead Heather that was all crazy? Who was with Dylan? Dylan has been back in jail and apparently is full with drugs even more. He got caught with all kinds of large quantities that you would think somebody would be dealing if he had that. And Heather has just gone off the deep end. Every time I look at her Instagram, she's posting pictures about how somebody's after her or there's some kind of government conspiracy or living in her car, living in a hotel room in Florida. Just crazy stuff.
I actually had hopes for them.
Heather is nutso.
Yeah, but once she pretty quickly
treatment.
You realize when she took him to her mom's, and that was really a disaster.
Her aunt.
It was
her aunt's house. Aunt Diane. Remember Aunt Diane? Because she's the only one that had any sense in that group.
So, yeah, it's pretty rough, I think, all in all.
Yeah, I wish Sharp Entertainment would focus on get some people who are more successful. Maybe get help for those people on the show that have drug addictions. I mean, it's obvious to us they've got drug issues going on. I saw a video of her just over a week ago getting kicked out of somebody's apartment. That sounds like the Heather we all know and love.
Yeah,
I've seen some really crazy ones of her.
I hate to call somebody a hopeless case, but she might be a hopeless case, which is such a shame because she seemed exciting and like they had a chance to begin with.
I think she needs treatment. If she had treatment and was on regular medication regimen, she'd probably be okay.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't think that anything less than that is ever going to help Heather. I think she's just really out there.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but we'll see. It's just entertaining. I'll put it that way. And some of it, I'm sure, they're just making up drama to keep you watching.
Glued,
you know. So, but
it's pretty easy to figure out which storylines are silly drama too.
I think the vast majority need to split up for both their sake. I mean, you want them to make it, but not at the expense of either all your money or all your dignity, one of the two, which they're kind of being asked to give up.
I read that John was running a sober living house, that his house that they show on the show is a sober living facility, the place that has all of the horror movie memorabilia. He's got like a Freddy Krueger doll and an old aquarium and just all kinds of just very unusual things. And I'm not hating on that. I'm just saying he does. And it was a little disconcerting the first time. So I'm not sure how Kristianna feels about living like that. And I am curious to see if she's going to impart a feminine touch and do something to his house. That I'd be interested in seeing. So anyway, that's about it. We've discussed about as much as we can from this past week. We don't get it here in Costa Rica as quickly as you guys. I have to wait until somebody uploads it on one of the stations that is connected to my Fire Stick. And it's usually Saturday morning is when we see it. Because Friday, sometimes we'll see it on Friday. Sometimes they'll upload and we'll quickly get it. But most of the time it's Saturday around noon. I'll eat lunch and watch it every Saturday.
I agree with that statement. If Amber would stay away from puppies, she would have a lot better chance for sure. I think there's hope for her, but making some poor choices. Let's see some other comments.
So much more drama to come, according to the previews. Can't wait. Neither can I, Christoph. It is my favorite guilty pleasure right now. And I usually look down my nose kind of at reality TV. You know, when this whole Todd Chrisley thing started going down with KJ, I didn't know who to root for because the only things I've ever seen about Todd Chrisley, he did seem a little feminine. And he seemed very dramatic. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be bitch slap city. But he seems pretty nice. I'm just not seeing his shows, so it just seemed kind of silly from here. He's watched it a few episodes.
Well, a long time ago, it came on, and I said, "There's no way I'm gonna like this show." I just didn't really. But I have to admit, it's pretty good. I mean, they get in entertaining stuff, and he's likable. His family's likable. They all seem to be nice. So, yeah, it's pretty good, I think.
Yeah, he seems to be a solid guy. So there is that. Any other reality TV shows I should watch? I know they're telling me there are a couple more Jailhouse posts